Yeah, where's the energy, Laurent?
You talking about this? Like that weird hand movement?
No, I'm just asking you, where's the energy, bro?
Bro, the energy's here, man. Yo, don't worry about it. Don't like you know what I mean? Like you guys are acting like this is the end of the world for us. We're here. We're
First we
here.
talk about Centurions, then we talk about we're gonna show Bayern what's up.
Yeah, no, I mean I think we definitely I mean we're gonna touch a bit upon it
Practice
later on.
it. Yeah, we definitely should touch grass.
Yeah, funny. But yeah, no, I think you know, we gave them a run for their money, right? For a good portion of the game. They just, we made mistakes. They capitalized. That's really what it came down to, right? So that's football, right? You get punished, and they
Mm,
were able to do that. So,
mm.
but other than that, I have my assessments, my what I think are rooms for improvement,
You
and
know
what we
who you
did.
were missing to help you score?
Chris Wood.
Nicholas Jackson.
Oh, don't kill me. Bro, I think my day would have been completely ruined had that guy scored on us, man.
Oh, when he came on, oh,
And I can tell he was hungry, bro. The guy had the audacity to try and chip the keeper from, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, I was watching the game. I was like, please, for the love of God, because if that would have happened, you bet your ass the fucking episode title would have been Nicholas Jackson.
don't kill me.
Would have, would have. You wouldn't have been able to show up. This would have just been a two-man pod.
No, for real. And I want to say, had he scored, I think he would have celebrated.
Oh, I would have.
Mm.
After how you guys did him dirty. Do you blame him for celebrating if he scored?
Hey, man. Now, like, I'm about to start feeling like Arsenal fans here in the Van Persie type shit, bro. Like, nah, bro. You keep your ass in check after you put the ball in the back of the net. You know what I mean? Like, or else Chelsea fans are gonna start feeling ways. So now you can't celebrate, is what I'm trying to say.
Speaking of Van Persie, CJ is rocking the another Arsenal jersey. Is that the Van Persie one when he
Come
scored?
on, bro. No, definitely not. Fuck that guy.
You see? That's the energy I'm talking
Is
about.
that the what year is that? Is that the Jack Wilshere?
This is 07, 08. Yeah,
Fabregas.
our first 2 years at the Emirates.
Yeah, that would have been Fabregas.
Yeah, yeah. Remember it was the days, bro. Like once upon a time, clubs used to keep like their home jersey for 2 seasons as opposed to one. Bro, now every year clubs are changing their home kits or all three kits actually. It's like a Chelsea used to do it too. Chelsea used to keep a home kit for like a season or two. Bro, it's all fucking, it's all for the marketing, it's all for the advertisement, it's all the money. You know what I mean? Like, can we just not enjoy a kit for at least more than a year? But yeah, man, no, when we were at Nike, bro. Our most successful period.
Andre Arshavin. That's what that thing reminds me of.
Fam, this was before our Shavin. This is like the gold. This is like the gold
This
padding
is
going down the
okay.
side.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
the goal character.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. This
Uh,
is the old school, bro. Old school.
you blessed? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Things are looking all right for us. Can't
Yeah.
lie. In a
We're not
decent mood.
talking about your appearance for once. We're actually complimenting your appearance, you know?
Oh, thanks, man. Don't compliment too much though. I don't
Yeah.
want to get a little
We're
suspicious.
not talking about how you're fucking always angry and shit, you know, fam? You know? Just
Damn, is that the impression I give off? We need to ask the viewers, honestly, because that's crazy to me. Is that the impression I give off, Laurent? Like, am I
Bro, you
always
got
angry?
fucking resting bitch face, dog.
Jeez. I feel like I smile, and show the pearly whites more than anybody on this pod.
Um, I don't know. Half the time you're fucking talking shit about Arteta, so I don't know.
Jeez. I mean, I'm saying that's why you balance it out with talking shit with about Arnie Slot,
100%.
eh?
100%. Fuck that guy.
That's cra that's crazy.
Fuck
That's
that
crazy.
guy.
Yeah, but you see that magic, bro. It's that it's
The
that je ne sais
magic
quoi. He's like
fucking made
sprinkling
a
that,
he
huh?
made $150 million player look like a fucking $30 million player. What do you mean magic?
Wow. Wow.
Anyways,
Damn.
we'll get to that, and I'll give you my breakdown. But the Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
2-0 over Bilbao,
Mm-hmm.
and as Arteta said, the finishers, not the other word, the finishers came on and sealed the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Nelly, you know, the goal looked like almost like the one that he scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on a breakaway, slaughtered away.
Like, why you gotta say that? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, why you gotta do all that?
Because it's
It,
just, like if I don't do it, the viewers are gonna be like, why is this guy not talking shit to Laurent?
wow.
Um, and I still would check Martinelli's passport because I don't think I genuinely don't think he's Brazilian.
Bro, I gotta build you up. The least you can do is not bash him for this episode. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
No, no.
Wow. Jeez. All right, man.
And
It
then,
is. It is what it is.
we got a 30-year-old Trossard coming off the bench.
Mm.
Thing. Yes,
Super finisher.
yeah, I I think I said it last year. Last year he was arguably one of our best finishers on the team.
Mm.
With the likes of Eze and Gyökeres, I don't know, but he's still one of the top finishers on our team. Um, yeah, the big talking point, at least for me, before I pass it over to you, CJ, big talking point is post match. Arteta was asked, you know, do you use the word finishers just like how rugby uses it? Because rugby, they bring on the finishers towards the end of the game to close the game out, and because he doesn't like the other word, aka subs, and I think it actually worked. He actually, got the substitutions right or brought on the correct finishers, and they sealed the victory. Um, does worry me for Miles Lewis Skelly because Nkapie came on before him. And again, we kept rolling with no Odegaard and no Saliba. And Mosquera looks to be one of the cheekiest signings, like Jurriën Timber. Remember when we got Timber and you're like, oh, who's this? Like, that's such a good signing, and he got injured, and now we got Mosquera who's filling in for Saliba, and he's doing his thing. So, what was your takeaway?
Well, um, reverse question to you really quick. What did you think of the lineup? That's a good place to start.
I thought it was smart. I didn't like. I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see a little bit more. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more cojones and start like a Martinelli first and put Eze where Marino was playing. Um, but I could understand it. Or if you want to play as a left wing, then put a Wanyeri, at the Odegaard position and not Marino. But
Hmm.
I can understand going into Champions League. Bilbao is typically a very hard place to play. And they proved it. They showed that it was hard to play. Um, yeah, I it wasn't my first choice of a lineup. I would have loved to see Eze in the 10 and Martinelli at the left wing. That would have been my first choice. My second choice would have been as a left wing, Wanyeri 8, and then my third choice would have been the lineup that we saw.
Mm. Yeah, for me, I think because he we won the game, his substitutions or finishers worked. It looks like a genius, right? He looks like a genius for that, right? Or a master class, as they say. Um, I think I'm looking beyond this game, and my worry is more so going forward because it looks like now that is his, he will lean towards that midfield in certain games if Odegaard's not available, right? And that does concern me because he already has his reputation as a conservative manager. And yeah, for me, it's like with all due respect to Bilbao, again, I understand, and it worked in the end because we won the game. His substitutions worked and whatever, but it's also about the message that it sends out, right? When you start with that sort of midfield, a very conservative midfield, a midfield that lacks creativity, um, it's sending out the message that okay, we're here to contain. We're not necessarily here to be on the front foot to drive to win the game. That's the kind of message it sends out, right? That's the message it sent out at Anfield. That's the message it sent out on Tuesday, and obviously most of us were not, or most fans were not happy with that starting midfield because again, it's not real Liverpool this time. This is Atletico Bilbao, and again, with all due respect, this is their first Champions League tie in a very, very long time. So we should be a little bit more brave, a little bit more positive. And one common thing that I've been hearing over the last few weeks that I think is very true. It's like you in Arteta's case, you've done all this work to put together such a good back line. Trust your defense. Your defense is good enough. You don't need to add three extra defensive style midfielders in there to protect it, man. Like, we've built a good enough defense where you let the players go and play. Trust your back line. Um, and now he will say, and what he's been saying over the past few weeks, I've been listening to those pressers where he said, yeah, he putting Marino in there as a third midfielder is not for a defensive approach, it's for a more attack minded approach because he sees Marino as an offensive weapon, offensive threat. But how we use him is not the case, right? And you saw it in that game. If you did get a chance to watch the game, it's not like we use him playing very close to Gyökeres, right? Where he's basically that second striker. He's in the heart of the midfield doing what Declan Rice does and what Zubimendi does, right? So when Gyökeres has the next closest player 30 yards away from him, right? Like Gyökeres is the kind of player that needs a service. We've talked about this many times. He needs a service. He needs players to link up with him and play closer to him, right? Because he's not going to pick up and create on his own. He's not that kind of striker. So he needs creative outlets to play next to him, to play close to him. So if your midfield is 30 yards away from you, right? When we win the ball, we get up the pitch, but we need guys around him quickly, right? We need to get the ball to him, and we need guys around him ASAP, right? We got to be a little bit quicker on those transitions. And the midfield that we had, the personnel that we had, wasn't necessarily going to do that. You
No.
know, so that's my concerns with it. We will. I don't want to preempt anything, but we'll get more into it with the Man City game and what we think that he's going to do and how we think that he's going to line up. But it's a concern for me that could potentially be a midfield for that game. But anyway, sticking on this game, as well as I had thoughts uh, before the season started, right? When we were back in preseason, we were talking about signings and we were talking about where Eze was going to fit. Eze on the left wing, don't get me wrong, it will work in games. It'll work in a lot of games, right? It worked on the weekend against Forest as they got an assist from the left side. But I still don't think that's where he does his best work. As I've been telling you guys, I don't think he's a touchline winger. You don't get the best out of him over there. He's better in central areas. You need a player like him to get on the ball, right? To be the creative spark, especially when you don't have an Odegaard or a Wanyeri on the pitch. You
Mhm.
need your most creative player. And I would argue that Eze can be, with that freedom of expression, he can be more creative than an Odegaard even at times, you know. So it's a shame that we don't use him and we haven't seen him yet in central areas. We're using him still off the left, which I think is, yeah, he can do a job out there, but it's not where we're going to get the best out of him personally. And he didn't have a very good game on on Tuesday because for those reasons. I mean, yeah, you're in that kind of atmosphere, in that kind of environment, and Arteta demands a lot of work from his wingers, right? The Sakas, the Martinellis. He loves some of these guys for their defensive work rate as well. So Eze is now becoming a guy who's going to be doing shuttle runs up and down that left flank, right? I don't want him to turn into, and this is a question, right, that we could have, is that, is he going to turn Eze into the Jack Grealish type player that Pep turned him into, right? Like Pep, not that he ruined Jack Grealish, but you see the difference in Jack Grealish now when he's back at Everton and he's at a place where he can express himself versus being in a system-based team, right? Under managers like Pep and Arteta to an extent, right? I don't want Arteta to turn Eze into a system-based player where he
Yeah.
can't function on his own, he can't have his own freedom of expression. That's my concern. So we're gonna have to watch the space and see how that plays out. But we can't. Yeah, I'd be very disappointed if that's what we're gonna do with Eze, right? I still want him to maintain that because the reason why we signed him, in my opinion, to begin with, is for games where we need that moment of magic, right? We need those. We need somebody to just do something out of nothing when the game is in the balance, right? And I still think you want to give him that freedom of expression, that license to do so, right? We don't want him doing shuttle runs on the left wing on top of his left back when we're defending, and then demanding him to get high up the pitch when we win the ball. Like it's not how we should be using him, in my opinion.
It's not his dominant. No, I agree with you. There's one question that I saw circulating on um a few of these like Champions League programs like ESPN and the CBS and like other programs and stuff. Um There's a couple comments that Arsenal have the most depth in the Champions League this year. Um, Laurent, I'll
Talking,
post.
talking about Henri. I said Henri was the one that started that, no?
There's a few. Yeah, Henri was one of them who said it. But I'll pose it to
Mm.
you first. Do you genuinely think that Arsenal have the most depth in the Champions League this year?
Oh wait, so this was specifically for Champions League, or it was okay? So this is not PL.
No.
Um,
So again, we're talking about teams like Union Saint-Gilloise, PSV, Juve, Dortmund, Benfica, Karabag, Spurs, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Marseille,
mm,
Olympiacos, Paphos, Slavia Praha, Bodo
I
Glimt,
mean,
Bayern,
I I
Chelsea.
don't disagree in that you guys definitely do have depth this year, but I don't know if I would say the most. Um, right? I'd say yeah, you guys are probably one of the top clubs with a high level of depth, but I don't know if you guys are number one in that department, is what I'm saying, right? And to be fair, this is not even like to boost or toot my own horn, but I think Chelsea has a lot of depth just from an objective standpoint. Um, and I assume when we're referring to that, right, we're referring to the bench options, right? Not more so like the players that are available to start, right? We're looking,
Just talking about depth. Whatever that means to you, we're just talking about depth.
mm, yeah, no, I mean, because again, if you're telling me that having Trossard and Martinelli as options, if you know what I mean, if you consider that to be depth, you see
Well,
what I'm
don't
saying?
forget that we're also missing Gabby Jesus. We're missing Saka. So that's
Mm,
also going to put Noni Madueke on the bench. We're also missing Havertz on the bench,
oh, right, right.
right?
No, I mean, no, fair enough. I think it's definitely a right assessment in terms of like I said, right? This year, you guys do have the depth, and I think to add on to that quote, it was no excuses, right?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely none. CJ said it multiple times. I totally agree with that. There's literally zero excuses at this point. You have everything that you asked
mhm,
and then some.
right. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree, but I do think the other clubs do have a great level of depth as well, right? Even I'd say the PSGs. Liverpool is debatable, but even City, right? They do have like players that can come off the bench. Yeah, so no, like, but I overall with that statement, I would lean towards yeah, I agree.
What say you, CJ?
So hold on, but so who you mentioned the Laurent? Because again, I just want to make the point we're talking about. Obviously, not starting 11s. This is the entire squad. So I agree. You know, PSG probably is one of the best 11s in Europe. That's why they won the competition, obviously last year. But who would you say in their squad? You know, if they were to go into their squad, and I'm talking about on the bench, who can they call upon, right, to replace even their back four? Just that as a simple starting question, right? Like who, if you take out a Marquinhos, um, Mendes,
Mm,
Hakimi, can they bring in another back four that is just almost as good to compete for the Champions League, like the way we can? For example, like are the depth that we have guys that literally can come off the bench and they can be starters in a lot of other teams in Europe. Like that's the level of
mm.
squad depth that we brought ourselves to. Whereas in those cases, like a PSG, if you take out their first back four, do you trust the next guys coming in?
Yeah,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Marquinhos, Zabrani, Pacho.
I mean, I know they have Hernandez
Yeah, but
as an option, and that
and
guy's always been pretty solid. But yeah, I think in terms of the defense for PSG, there's not too many options for them. Um,
yeah, but even argue in the midfield because if you take off Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, you're playing one
Emery, I think
player,
of as
Emery and Mayulu, who's 19.
mm, right, right.
anyways, to answer the question for me, I think certainly in the Premier League, I think we have the best depth. Um, Yeah, the Champions League, you really probably got to dissect each squad and say, but off the top of my head, I'm thinking, yeah, like how many players can call upon, and most of our squad strength, because to Laurent's point, depth isn't just about like quantity, like numbers, right? Because yeah, in attack, our bench, sorry, in attack off the bench, our replacements for our starters, let's say, is still like a Martinelli and Trossard in some instances, right? And do those guys get into some of the best teams in Europe? Maybe not. Um, so but yeah, so yeah, depth is definitely more so about the quality still than the quantity. I think most of our strength and depth definitely comes in our back line because we've built a defense now where, yeah, the next four, like we can replace a whole four, and the next four coming in are easily start in most clubs across the league or across the Champions League.
For the
Like
back
that's
line or for
in our
the
back line, in our back line.
okay.
Yeah,
Does that apply also for the forward lines and
that's the thing. I would say not yet. Whilst we have guys who are good and competent in that position, like now all of a sudden, right? And I've said this before, the Kai Havertz in our squad now to me, like I can wrap my head around that, right? And same with the Madueke, to be honest with you, because if you're relying on those guys as starters week in week out, like that's why Kai Havertz got a lot of heat, right? And it's not his fault, but it comes with the territory. When you spend 65 m's on a player like that and he's earning close to 300K a week, yeah, you're in the spotlight, dude. But now all of a sudden, when you're potentially relegated to the bench or you're a rotation option with another quality forward in Gyökeres, now that looks a lot better, right? I like Havertz as a squad player. I don't like him as my starting striker for a team chasing a title. And same with Madueke. So you can kind of you stomach that a little bit better, right? Because those are good squad options. Those are good players to have in your squad. And Trossard honestly is also a good player to have in your squad. I don't want him starting on my best 11, but Trossard has shown he's one of the best 12th men potentially in the league. Murder. I don't know if you agree with that, but Trossard has
He's
been really
very
productive off the
technical,
bench.
man. Like I'm just looking at our options, and I never really fully took it in like this. Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Dalman, Madueke, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli for attacking options. Midfield options: Wanyeri, Eze, Odegaard, Merino, Rice, Norgard, Zubimendi. And then defending options: White, Timber, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Hincapié, Magalhaes, Saliba.
And then even in goalkeepers, right? Kepa's a very good number two.
Kepa, like pretty pretty fucking solid, man. The only hole that I genuinely see is in the left wing, but if we're able to fill that gap with Eze and get a rotation going with Trossard and Martinelli, and once Gabby Jesus comes back to give them some break, give them a rest, right? Like Gabby Jesus can do a job on the right or left. So, anyways, just something that I thought I'd just bring up to you guys. Um, let's go through the Champions League games, and I'll try to go through majority of them. And then pretty sure we'll chat about a few contentious ones. Um, Union Saint-Gilloise from Germany. They have the Canadian striker Promise Akinpulu. He scored a penalty in the 9th minute. He looks good, man. He looks good. I don't know if you guys caught any of the highlights. He actually looks pretty decent. His movement off the ball is good. Pretty disappointing because I actually thought PSV was going to be able to do something, but PSV lost 3-1. Probably the craziest match outside of the Liverpool crazy last minute. The craziest match of match day one has to be the Juve Dortmund game. Nothing happened until the 70th minute, and they score 8. Like Juve's not known for giving up a lot of goals. Dortmund is known for scoring a lot of goals, but to score 8 goals in like a span of 30 minutes is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. For me, the one takeaway from that game is Jonathan David did not look good at all. At all. Like he looked slow, he looked lethargic, he looked like he was out of pace. Um, yeah, did not look good at all. Benfica. This was also weird. Benfica lost at home, and apparently Jose is going back to Benfica, eh?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I heard.
So they're facing Karab they lost to Karabag at home. Yeah, not a good start for them. I think Jose's gonna do Jose things with Benfica, and I think he'll get them, playing well. But that was weird. Um,
Yeah, we'll make sure to give him a good welcome when he comes to the bridge.
um,
Telling you, I've been telling you, don't disrespect that guy, bro. That's your legend, man.
yeah,
That's
he's gonna beat you guys at the bridge.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
You want to do a little friendly bet?
That we're gonna. Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. This is like,
20?
no, at this point, this is insulting. But let's keep going. Let's keep going with the.
Nando's FC. They were heard chanting, "We're champions of Europe," beating Villarreal 1-0 at home.
Wait,
Quick,
why were they chanting that?
because they won Europa. Quick answer, yes or no? Do they have the right to sing Champions of Europe?
Wait. I don't get it. Like, don't you have to win at least UCL to fucking claim that?
I'm the one just asking questions. I don't know. Do you think they have the right to sing that? I'm assuming by your response, you're gonna say no.
No. The
CJ?
fuck? Like, in what world? Like,
I guess technically they are champions of Europe, but you can't be in the Champions League singing "Champions of Europe," right? When you won a Europa
bro,
League.
wait. There can only be one Champions of Europe, no?
Well, West Ham did it when they won the Conference League. They were singing "Champions of Europe."
No. I'm not asking who did what. I'm saying,
Hmm.
how do you decide who's champion? Like, there can only be one Champions of Europe, no? How do you have two champions? Right?
Don't know, man.
It's
Again,
Spurs being Spursy, I guess.
But hey, man, these aren't even debates that I'm entertained with because I already know what I'm singing. But anywho, um, yeah,
what are
And
you singing? Tell us, just for the sake of
75 charges. 75 charges. 75.
uh,
what are you singing, bro?
man, you guys already know what the hell I'm singing, man. Yeah,
Champions of the conference.
let's keep it moving, man.
Champions of the conference.
Let's
You'll
keep it
never sing that. That's the
moving.
tune.
Oh man, hey man, at least we've gotten the opportunity to even chant, anything along those lines.
Hey,
I'll leave it there. I'll leave it
there
there.
it
I
is.
swear we went over this last week, bro. You can't be proud of winning a tournament that you should not have been in.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that though.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about? I need you to clarify for me. That's what I'm saying.
No, because right, that Champions of Europe thing. I'm saying
Mhm.
at least we had the opportunity to even chant that. That's what I'm saying, and I'll leave it there.
In terms of the Champions League,
Bro, Mehrdad, just look at Mehrdad's geek. He knows what I'm talking about, and I know you know what I'm talking about. So don't make,
I think you're
you know
talking
what I
about
mean?
Conference League, bro. And if you're talking about Conference League, that's shameless of you.
All right, yeah. Then you know what? I'm talking about Conference League, bro. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Conference
you're shameless, bro.
League. Yeah.
But I knew that already. I can't wait to get to
Madrid.
the Chelsea Bayern section.
Uh,
Madrid. They escaped a scare. They went down 1-0 early and then they won 2-1. Uh,
Sorry, who are you talking about? What game is this?
Madrid.
Madrid,
Oh,
Marseille. Yeah.
Marseille.
Yo, Mbappe took the captain armband off, thing swiftly. Like that was hilarious to me, bro.
he did?
Yeah, bro, with such quickness, like I've never seen a man so eager to dispose of his captain.
Wait, who did he do that to?
To what's the
Carvalho?
guy's name? Yeah.
He was given vice captaincy?
Yeah, but no, but essentially when he got the red card
Yeah, you
and it
just
was time for him to go,
Mm.
immediately, bro, he took that
And put it
armband off.
on.
No, he gave it to someone else. I forgot who he
Oh.
gave it to,
I
but
think he gave it to Valverde.
yeah, I think yeah, I think
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Carvajal? Like, you're literally the
Oh.
most experienced player on the field, and you're gonna fucking like headbutt someone? Like, come on.
Oh, like so Mbappe like took it off him because he was cheesed.
Yeah. Oh no, I would be cheese. We're winning 2-1. We need you on the fucking field.
Were they even winning at that point? I swear they weren't even winning at that point.
I think they were.
It wasn't 2-1 because Mbappe score late?
No, I think didn't he get a P?
He scored a PK.
Yeah, so I don't think it was no.
Let me just see. Hold up. Let me fact check
Either
that.
I think it was like 1-1. It could have been one.
81st,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
something like
1-1.
that.
81st
Yeah,
minute, you got the PK, yeah.
yeah.
Um, But Aubameyang, he had an early chance to make it 2-0. He was on that breakaway. I don't know, Laurent, if you caught the game or not, but or CJ, he was on the breakaway and he just missed it. He just missed. He could have put it away. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
you
what
know,
you're
so
talking
I'm like
about.
coming on the
Yeah,
side and then
yeah,
he's
yeah,
coming. He
yeah,
had a chance. So,
yeah.
um,
Fuck, man.
but anyways, Olympiacos again, another disappointing game. They pretty much played the entire game up a man against Paphos, and they couldn't do anything at home. They drew 0-0. Not a good start for them. I mean, I don't expect them to get far. I personally don't expect them to get to the knockout stages, but this was a great opportunity to get a couple points under their belts. Slavia Prague, again, they were disappointing. They were at home. They were up 2-0 and they gave up 2 goals to Bodo Glimt from the 78th minute onward. Final goal being in the 90th minute. To be honest with you, Bodo Glimt, even last year, they're a tough side to play against. Like they're not gonna wow you per se, but I like they're a tough team to play. They're first in the league. Um and you know they've always played tough. Even last year, I remember some of the games that they played. Like you know,
Man, let's just keep it moving. Our
no.
man's really talking about Bodo Glimt like that right now.
I just want to give respect to some teams that we don't get a chance to talk about. Like just saying. Um, I'm gonna skip over the Bayern game quickly, just talk about the other ones, and then I'll come back to it. PSG, they just do what PSG does. Steamrolled Atalanta 4-0. Do we think they're the favorites to repeat?
I think they are voted favorites overall.
Yeah, but I'm asking us. I know what the
Mm.
bookies are saying. Would you say
Honestly,
this is
man,
the favorite?
nah, man. Nah, you already know how
Chelsea.
I feel about those guys.
Chelsea's the favorite.
All I'm saying is we dealt with that team. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I'm just saying. And all I'm saying is that you're going to say Chelsea's the favorite, just like how they're going to be Centurion.
Oh, I'm not gonna say that, but all I'm saying is we dealt with that team. No, they're not favorites, bro.
Oh, fuck. CJ, you think they're the favorites?
Nah. I don't think there's a clear favorite, to be honest.
Okay.
Bro, I'm
I
pretty sure
can't
you
see them
think
repeating though.
Liverpool's favorite, no?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Liverpool? No, I don't think there's a clear favorite.
You
I
don't
don't
think
think there's
Liverpool's favorite? Bro, the way you're talking about them, like I swear it's like this team is on the offense is just,
well, Premier League. I said yeah, they're favorites for Premier League, but I don't think they're favorites for the Champions League.
bro, you can argue they probably have like one of the top offenses
Yes,
in Champions League as well, bro.
but so does Real Madrid on paper too.
So does PSG.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing with Real Madrid though, it's new coach, right? You don't know if that's gonna gel right away. Plus I'm seeing they're doing some rotation stuff with Vinny. I don't know if you guys are noticing that, right? Rodrigo had some big minutes. But yeah,
There's a lot of exciting forward lines in Europe. I like Barca's forward line too, and that's without Yamal today, right?
Mhm.
So
Inter continue to roll. Marcus Thuram scored a brace. Do you guys think it's time for him to move to the Prem?
well, where? Honestly, I could have seen him at somewhere like a Spurs, but Kolo Muani went there. That's where I see him really. I don't see like maybe he could have gone to Chelsea. Yeah, I
United?
don't see him being like an Arsenal type of player. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't think he's Arsenal's type of striker.
United?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just because United will sign anybody.
I could honestly see him doing well at Everton. Like if Everton make the Europa next year.
You're still on that, eh?
100. 100. Uh,
We
Liverpool.
need.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we need them to do us a favor in the Merseyside Derby this weekend.
I got a prediction, even though we're not predicting that game. I
Uh,
got a prediction
uh,
for you. Um, Liverpool again. Again.
It's
They pull like literally they pull this shit out of their ass.
almost
90,
comical.
92nd minutes, 3-2 Atletico Madrid.
It's
Uh,
comical, bro. It's
Isak was
comical.
quiet, didn't do shit. Um,
I heard. Did you guys watch? He didn't have a good game.
no, he's shit. He was fucking. I didn't even know he was. I thought it was Ekatike on. Like, where the fuck is Isak, bro? He was nowhere to
Yeah,
be.
that's disrespect to Ekatike, but anywho.
No, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it
Like,
is.
what the fuck is going on?
This guy,
Uh,
that is disrespect.
but this is the one game like this the way that this game ended. This is why I kind of wished it was an away leg, like a return leg, because the way Simeone and the team got attacked when it was 3-2, when Van Dijk scored and Simeone got a red card for arguing with that fan, I would have loved for them to go back to the Metropolitano. Like I am praying that the first knockout is Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid because that atmosphere at the Metropolitano is going to be ruckus. It's going to be fucking insane. And apparently, I was reading into it, that fan that riled up Simeone, apparently he was banned like 5, 6 years ago at a women's football match for a couple of years because he made like a sexual or racial comment or something. So you can only imagine what he was saying to Simeone. So my
But
my
honestly, a man like Simeone probably gets riled up over the smallest things, bro.
oh,
Yeah,
100%.
true.
100%. But I love him. I fucking love him.
Shit, bro. Like every time he's celebrating, I'm thinking this team like has won the Champions League already. You know, like I don't know if you guys noticed that, but his celebrations off the touchlines are out of this world. Like you guys know, is it just me or like am I tripping? Like, bro, this
He's
guy,
naturally, yeah, he's naturally an animated character for sure.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's like, bro, you guys just scored one, and then that was when it was like 2-1, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then you guys equalized, and then again with the whole like all of this, and then you get yourself sent off, right?
Mm.
It's like, just like tone it down a bit. At least like wait until like the big games when you can do all of that.
Mm.
Right?
Are
So
we not gonna? Are we just gonna gloss over the fact that Liverpool gave up another two-goal lead in another game?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys even expected that, right? Because you guys kept talking about the defense even before, right?
And
The
this is why I say, bro, fucking, the most defensive of defensive teams in Atletico Madrid still managed to come back from two-goal deficit down and tie it up at 2-2, just like Newcastle did, just like Bournemouth did. And it just reminds me again, it's like, fuck, bro, like if we had chosen to be more brave at Anfield and give it a go, you know what I mean? How do we let this team keep a clean sheet? Because people are getting at this Liverpool back line. You know what I mean? Like that, this is another game where they've conceded two goals and had to fight to win it again in the last minute. And the
but
question becomes,
mind you, context is key. Sorry to interrupt, but
mhm,
those two goals in this game were particularly pinpoint.
yeah.
If we're being honest, right?
mhm.
I think yeah, one was I don't know if it was a volley, but
Shot from
like
outside. I think,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But,
So it's like, and those were I think like one of the rare shots that they had, and so sometimes you can get lucky, right?
Yeah,
but,
but
but
again,
that
to
goes to,
CJ's point. Sorry, CJ, but again, that's more to CJ's point because they were playing brave.
Mm,
and if you don't, what's the expression? If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. Like you're having a shot, you're having a go, right? It's a couple deflection there in the volley, but like you're having a go, right? You're being brave, yeah, as Mehrdad alluded to.
But like you guys were telling me last week when I said that Liverpool didn't deserve to win last week, you guys were like, "Oh, well, no, they did because they were pressing so much." Well, it's the same thing. They were just playing brave. They just kept going. They kept going, and we didn't do that when we went to Anfield.
Can
Um,
they can they keep this up?
I'm gonna say no, not at all, not at
not
all.
sustainable, eh?
No, I'm not just saying that because of my displeasure for Arne Slot. I genuinely do not think that they can keep this up because this is what they were doing when it was Klopp's last year. Remember? They were playing with high emotion. They were making comebacks, and then they just fizzled out.
Mm. I mean, I don't know, man. If you say that, then I assume you're saying you can. you can see them not score, right? That's essentially what you guys are saying, right?
Well, you guys remember what I said? I said they'll still manage to win games because they'll just outscore teams. Like their games will be entertaining. It'll be like a basketball match because yes, they'll concede, but they'll find a
Mm.
way as they clearly keep doing. But again, yeah, that's the thing, right? How long can they do this for?
Yeah, man, time will tell. Time will tell.
Coming to a big game, Laurent, Chelsea, Bayern. You predicted Chelsea win.
I
But
did. I did.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, he played well. I think the whole Bayern team played well, especially Olise. I like that player. He's very calm, composed. He seems to make the right passes.
Did you see what he did for Kane's penalty?
But all right, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, you
So
did. You
moving on.
What did he do? Sorry, what did he do?
He's
Moving
literally
on.
having a conversation with Conrad Leimer, and he's just chatting, blah blah blah, and he just knows Kane's gonna score. Kane scores, and he's just acting like, yeah, nothing really happened. He's like, yeah, this is normal.
uh,
Yo, Laurent, why'd you catch the feels, bro?
All right, so yeah, moving on. Bayern played well.
Oh,
We
shit.
did have our moment in the first half, earlier on in the game, where we had them on the back foot, and we were the ones right dominating the game per se. But then I think what took over was really their experience overall, right? Again, I think it's this whole concept of the weight behind the club, right? And Bayern are known, right? It's a Champions League club. Like they're there for Champions League football, and I feel like that heritage was truly what kind of like had them right push us back towards the second half per se, right? It was 2-1 at halftime.
Yep.
Yeah, 2-1 at halftime. That second, yeah, so that penalty even, right? Again, it's mistakes on our end, and even the third goal was a mistake, right, from Gusto when we're trying to play out of the back from a Bayern press, which for me is actually it's what I like to see. And I think you guys remember from last week I said, well, playing Bayern, it seems like Bayern, it's good experience, and especially for us where we're at, right? Even the pundits were saying it about how Maresca would try to downplay or manage the fact that, right, we're just here for, we just played Conference League last season, right? And now we're in the Champions League. So it's more so, right, adapting and getting the experience. So yeah, nothing more to say. Truly, I think we'll just go up from here.
I agree. I think this is gonna be a good um is gonna be a good game to learn from, and I think you guys will improve from this.
you guys
Um,
being so nice. You're not gonna.
no, because I watched the game and Chelsea were in it for a good portion of the game.
I know what I'm saying. I'm surprised we're giving Laurent a blie. We're not giving him enough smoke for his overconfidence at times. We're just gonna let this one pass. Like the way what pre-game. Remember last
Bro,
episode
I
was all
said I did say it was gonna be a challenging game. Like,
Well, I
and
mean,
you,
hey, man.
and you're saying you listened to the pod?
did you
You
did you watch the game,
I
CJ?
did.
huh?
I did. I watched the game, but to answer both questions, I watched the game and I listened to the pod not too long ago, Laurent, from last week, where you were
Okay.
saying, "Yeah, Chelsea, man. Like your typical Laurent arrogance of, yeah, Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea
Bro,
wins."
I said I did I know for a fact I said this is going to be a challenging game. I know for a fact those words came out of my mouth.
Yeah, that might have been somewhere in the fine print of the
Oh my
overconfidence.
gosh. See,
Don't act like
bro, just say you want to rub it in. And then go ahead and rub it in.
I won't,
Like,
fam.
huh? No.
Pause.
You're at
I won't be rubbing anything. Pause. By the way, but
wow.
um, yeah,
We're playing this game again. But
yeah, no,
any
no. I just wanted to call you out because again, your overconfidence. It's like, bro, why? We should be calling you out for your bullshit, bro.
wait. Funny enough, because I know Mehrdad, you say you watched the game, right? Funny enough, you don't think I was right in being over, but with seeing how we performed. Remember, this is a team that was playing Conference League football last season, okay? And we're facing a team that is, you can argue, one of the favorites to win the competition this year, Bayern Munich, right?
Hmm.
And we played them very, very well, especially that first half, very, very well,
Hmm.
right? It's again like back to our the title of our first episode, right? Fine margins. That's really what it came down to. At some point, shit, I thought we were back up 3-2 when Cole Palmer scored that goal from that through ball, right? So
Right.
it
So
is
did the loss surprise you? Didn't surprise me.
no, it, no, it didn't surprise me, but I will say that had it ended a draw, or had we even come down there with a win, I wouldn't have been too surprised, right? Given the fact that
If
I
you
know
guys
we can
won,
play, huh?
sorry to cut you off. If you guys won, I would have been surprised. If you guys drew, I would have from watching the game, I would have been like, okay, this is a fair result.
Wait, so at what point would you have been surprised had we won? At what point? I assume you're saying that from beyond or portion of the second half of the first half and beyond, or I can even say the second half and beyond.
Yeah, I would say the first half I would say is pretty even. I would give the slight edge to you guys, but the second half, man,
Yeah, no, the second half, no, they just like I
outside
said,
of outside of Palmer's goal,
yeah,
like,
just the
I think it's an
experience.
experience
Yeah,
showed.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So
And to answer your other question, nah, man, we're still there, bro. We're still there. Yeah, we'll be back.
it
Like
seems
Centurions there, or just
Oh
oh,
my
regular?
oh,
gosh. Listen. We're talking about the Champions League, all right? You
Oh,
can't be
okay.
Centurions in the Champions League, by the
PJ,
way.
bring that up when we go through the Prem preview because it's going to be another loss for them in the Prem. Um,
Jeez.
a team that is no longer a dominant team, Leverkusen, post Xabi Alonso, they are struggling. They squeezed out a draw against Copenhagen. Um, it just looks like they had no succession plan. They got Ten Hag, they fired him after 2 games, and the roller coaster has begun for them. Club Brugge beat Monaco 4-1. Ex-Arsenal player Mika Berith and Florian Balogun. I actually caught part of this game, and they just looked terrible. Like Florian Balogun, I like for the confidence that he had when he was with Arsenal to go somewhere to be a starter in a league which is less competitive than the Prem. Not impressed. Frankfurt absolutely dismantled Galatasaray. Galatasaray went up early and 5 goals later, it's 5-1. Have you guys caught Galatasaray starting lineup and the players that they have in their team?
No, I haven't.
Gundogan, Sane, Osterman, like they have a very fucking good team.
When they got dealt with?
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, they're the German giants, but like, you know, Lucas Torreira, Yilmaz, Mario Icardi. I'm just saying, when I saw the starting lineup, I was like, what the fuck? Like, who, how, what happened?
Yeah, no, it seems to be a solid lineup, not gonna lie.
Um, Sporting, they took care of Carriot's number one in the Kazakhstan league. Um, Barcelona, again, we touched on it. Did we touch on it before the pod, or did we touch on it in the
Before the
the
pod.
pod? Um, Rashford with a brace. Two,
Beautiful goal, second goal, man.
second goal was
Man.
unreal. First goal, Fabian Schär, what the fuck were you doing? But I also think that concussion started to act affecting him because he randomly took he gave Rashford space for some reason. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Mm.
Um, But I think Newcastle lost an opportunity because they were bouncing. Their Geordies were bouncing for the start of the game. Um, do you guys think Rashford makes the England World Cup squad?
I mean, with the look on Tuchel's face after he scored, I'd say no.
Yeah, I don't know why Tuchel looks like cheese, as if he was a Newcastle fan or some shit, bro.
Bro, shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tuchel's getting it from you at this point, bro. That mean mug.
Bones. Shit. Bro.
But yeah, no, I think if he does keep playing like this, I don't see why not, is what I would say. I don't see why not.
There's a lot of competition in those areas for the England squad.
Lot.
I agree, but man, like, he seems to be it's like the almost like the old Rashford, right?
Listen, like there's a few players in those positions that could be trying to make a return to England squad, right? Jack Grealish too, if he keeps playing how he is at Everton,
Yeah.
and
Mm,
that's literally they're both in the same position.
mm.
So, do you guys rate? Quick question, actually, since we're talking about like left winger, like there's a lot of conversations about Anthony Gordon. Do you guys rate him, or is
Yeah.
he another overhyped English player?
No, I rate him.
You rate him, Laurent? What do you think?
Honestly, you don't have too much of an opinion. I've seen him do a couple things here or there, but yeah, I think I don't have too much of an opinion uh, on him as of yet.
Because I think he's kind of in and around the England squad now, but I would also like still argue as well that like Jack Grealish and Rashford at their best are probably better than him, in my opinion.
Yes, 100%. But I think the one thing that Anthony Gordon has that Grealish and Rashford don't is the
So
defensive rate.
yeah, the defense, yeah, that's what
And
I
I
agree.
think the reason why Tuchel wasn't reacting is because there was multiple breakaways that Anthony Elanga had because of Rashford's lack of defensive work rate.
Mm.
Is that more on Rashford or is that on the fullback?
One could argue if you know that your fullback struggled, you gotta run back and support. You see Martinelli do it.
See, that's the thing, though. I think that respectfully, I think that comes from the Arteta school of thought. I mean, when the winger is having joy, the first person culpable is the fullback, not the left winger. To be honest with you,
No,
we
you're
can't
right.
talk about the left winger without talking about the fullback. Because yeah, Elanga was cooking the fullback a lot for a lot of that game. It's not Rashford's fault. If the fullback on the opposition team, right? So say their right back is overlapping a lot and getting forward, and Rashford isn't tracking back to track that player, then yeah, sure, I get it. But Elanga, the one-on-one duel there, right? That's mostly the responsibility of Barca's left back, as opposed to being more on Rashford.
Hmm.
I would say at least.
Hmm. Last game was very underwhelming. Man City took care of Napoli. Kevin De Bruyne's return was kind of cut short. Di Lorenzo got a straight red. Um, Holland scored the 50th, his 50th Champions League goal. Yeah, it was very underwhelming. I would have loved to see 11v11.
Yeah, I'm annoyed
Oh,
by that.
yo, can we talk about very quickly, man? Because I feel like this is gonna get glossed over, but Doku's Doku's goal, Jeremy Doku's goal. Like, I don't think people realize how crafty that shit was, man.
Yeah.
The execution, the speed on that, the agility, the balance.
The
He's
the
oh
touch and
man,
go, yeah, the touch and go was
yeah,
quite impressive. It was very
yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
I
Um,
didn't see it. Now you guys making me want to go see that. Is he? He must be in a good run of form. I mean, he cooked Luke Shaw and the man last weekend.
Mm.
We're gonna have a job to do this weekend, but I guess we'll touch on that when we get there.
he definitely played well. All right. Okay, Premier League. Huge game to begin. Merseyside derby. Uh, we all remember what happened last season. Final game at Goodison. Fireworks. Slot going up to Michael Oliver saying, if we lose, it's your fault. It's your fault.
I remember
He
that.
lost the plot, blaming blaming a shitty call when, Arsenal was getting shitty calls all season and Liverpool was getting every single call their way last season. But we're not going to go backwards. We're going to look forwards. Um, I am a betting man, and I am betting over 2.5 cards this game. I think there's going to be fireworks. I think there's going to be some nasty tackles. And I think both teams see a yellow at least and a third card. So if you are betting on this game, both teams to score and both teams to receive a card or over 2.5 cards for the game. Um, do you guys see anything aside from a Liverpool win? Or do you guys think that Everton will do the unthinkable and take points off Liverpool?
Mm.
I mean, this is not one
honestly,
we're actually. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say this is not one we're actually predicting, right?
No,
So
we're
I'm,
not.
I'm
Oh,
just
no.
gonna go out on a limb and say I'm gonna say this more in hope than expectation, but this is the week that fucking Liverpool's finally gonna be called up for their bullshit, and they're gonna drop points, and they're
huh.
gonna. I think it could be a draw. Everton's proving, to your point, Mehrdad, Everton is proving to be a tough side this season.
You both fucking laughed at me when I said that Everton's gonna overachieve this year.
I mean, all right, let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? We're still, what is this, like 4 or 5 games in? All right, it's still a lot of football to play. But to answer your
It's
question,
harder to play against it than Chelsea does. I'd rather,
sorry?
I'd rather play Chelsea than Everton. Tell you straight up.
No, you don't. No,
I'm,
you don't.
I'm telling you straight up. I'd rather play
No, no,
fucking
you don't.
Chelsea than
But,
Everton.
but you'll get your answer in November. But no, you
Jeez.
don't. Anywho,
I'll send you a fucking posted mail.
yeah,
Mail to the Arsenal.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, no. So I think Liverpool is gonna come away with the 3 points somehow, some way. Um, and yeah, what's crazy though is you guys just realize, bro, Isak came off, Ekatike just came on. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and that to me,
Ekitike looked better.
yeah, and that like right, like no, but also we forgot to touch this point, but with the whole Isak situation, that guy I think hasn't played
Yeah, he's not
football
fit. He's not fully
yeah,
fit.
yeah. But yeah, that's come on, man. Like like that kind of substitution for a striker is, yeah. I think the points are going to be taken somehow, some way. Yeah,
Um, Burnley, they look to get their second win. Host Forest at home. I mean, again, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I think Forest should just walk in. There should be walk in the park. But
yeah. It should have been a walk in the park for them. Apparently,
Swansea.
who's it? Yeah,
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 the cup game yesterday.
yeah,
yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Ange is looking very shaky early on.
he'll figure it out. He'll
Yeah.
figure it
He
out.
still has a second season.
Yeah. Brighton. So Spurs, they escaped. I think did I talk about that game? Yeah, Spurs won 1-0 against Villarreal. They head down to the South Coast to face Brighton. Um, I'm not just saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan. I do think that Brighton win this game. Spurs haven't looked convincing at all, and Brighton is the Amex is a hard place to go to. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but I genuinely think that Spurs are going to struggle this game.
Hmm.
Um, Why? Disagree? Agree?
I think Spurs have been in decent form, kind of. I mean, well, they slapped up West Ham, but I guess anybody could slap up West Ham these days. Um, Good win in the Champions League, so I think they'll be on a decent high. But you're right. I don't know, man. That's a tough one to call. Like if I was betting or predicting this game, I could see a draw, maybe like a boring like stalemate type of draw. But I wouldn't be surprised at any result. I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton did win because Spurs being Spursy, yeah, there's always some form of inconsistency in them, right?
Yeah. Speaking of West Ham, they look to keep Graham Potter in his job as they host high-flying Mateta and Crystal Palace. I think this is going to be Palace steamrolling West Ham, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it. I don't see West Ham getting a result. I think it's Malasar, Mateta, Wharton. I think there's just going to be too much. I think they're going to be too much. Um, Wolves, relegation battling Wolves. They need a win, and they need to win badly. They host Leeds. Um, I know it's the fourth or fifth game of the season, but like genuinely, I think if Wolves don't win this game or get at least a point, like I'd be confident in saying that yeah, they're probably going down. They have not looked good at all. And losing Cunha, like they look like they're slacking in many areas. So again, for me, if I'm predicting this game, I would predict a Leeds win. I wouldn't predict a draw. I don't think Wolves have enough. I do not think Wolves have enough. Laurent, take it away. United,
Hmm.
Chelsea,
Uh,
dreams.
man,
Tell me, what say you? What say you?
Hmm. Not gonna lie, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Um, Honestly, man, I feel like this could be a draw. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Um,
A draw?
yeah, yeah. Just I don't know. This United side, right? Like as weird as they've been, there's potential there for me. And I think you guys do remember me saying that, right? Like they have some offensive spark. It's just that that spark isn't lighting up, to become a full-fledged fire at times. But no, they have the capabilities. And now, right, our
Wait, talking about
defenders,
Benjamin Tesco having a capability?
well, more so Embuemo, and then now it's about servicing the guy, right? I feel like he just hasn't been getting the type of service, right, that usually a striker would want. Um, but other than that, right, um, if we could, right, obviously their midfield is weaker than ours, and that's where, right, we should strike, in my opinion, and look to control the game.
Hmm.
And then from there, yeah, right, if we're clinical, it's a win. But there's something I just have a weird feeling about this, so that's why I'm going with a draw, even though a draw is not what we need at the moment. Yeah, a
Two
W
on
is.
track for Centurion.
Yeah, you're exactly that. Shit.
You're a strange guy, man. Like you'll predict Chelsea going away to Bayern and winning, and you'll say that with chest, but you can't predict Chelsea going to United, a poor United team, and say with chest that you guys will win. I'm pretty sure even I was thinking Chelsea will win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. I don't
Stranger
know.
than putting on a whole WWE anthem for my club, but then not having the cojones to then come out with the verdict on my club winning, right? Stranger than that.
Hmm.
Well, fam, I mean, like I said, there's my heart and there's my head. Well, Arteta's our manager, fam, so I can only be so confident. You know what I mean?
Shit. I mean, your manager is doing a darn good job, it seems so far, right?
Yeah, so far, so far. This
All
season,
right.
so far.
Then trust in your manager. Shit.
Bro, shut up, man. Don't do that. Don't do
Don't
that.
do what? Don't-
Don't do that, bro. You're the same guy who literally said what I've been saying all this time. Man wants me to trust in a guy who's been around the block and we know how the story ends. Don't do that.
I feel like I've evoked like all this trauma, bro. Just with that question, bro.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh fuck. Um, Another London derby, Fulham host Brentford. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a draw. Um, I wouldn't be shocked if Fulham win because it's that Craven Cottage, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. Sunderland host winless Aston Villa. Who would have thought Aston Villa after the year they had last year, winless? Yes, CJ, they are winless. They're 0-2-2. Like, I don't know what the fuck they drank. I don't know what the hell's going on with Unai Emery, but winless Villa. They're in a relegation zone right now. And I understand it's 4 games in, but they are winless. Like, how the fuck does that make sense? After being such a good team last year, all of a sudden you're fucking struggling to win a game. Um, and I'm gonna go out on a oh wait, no, we're predicting this game. I will not give my prediction right now. Um, anyways, next one. Almost gave it away. Newcastle. They head south to face top four side Bournemouth. Semenyo has been on fire. If he's not on your FPL team, CJ, did you get him on your FPL team?
Mm-mm.
Bro, what are you doing?
Allow me. You have one transfer a week, bro. I got to be strategic.
Oh, my day. Who'd you transfer this week?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I might have to use one of my wild card chips, bro, because I got to revamp some shit.
Your team's that bad already?
I'll show you my team after, fam. Don't air me out in front of the viewers.
Bro, jeez, bro. Like, fuck.
Allow me, bro. Allow me.
It started and
We're
you're already
cooking.
in relegation zone?
No, we're cooking, bro. We're there.
Uh,
Trust the process.
okay, take it away. I'm trusting the process. Match of the weekend.
Finally.
The Arsenal. They welcome Manchester City coming off back-to-back wins, not conceding. What say you, sir?
Mm. The robot is in form, Mr. Erling Haaland.
I mean,
Well, and
not just him.
yeah, well, who else? Who do you like? Who do you think? Who else are you afraid
Oh,
of? Would you say? Who are you referring to? I guess yeah, Jeremy Doku maybe.
Yeah, you got Doku. I think even Foden is starting to show some, you know,
he's not in form, but he looks good. I wouldn't say he's in form.
yeah, but I mean, I know what I'm saying. He's starting to show like because even that assist that was from him, cheeky, very cheeky, well placed ball, and then right, boom, the robot just inputs that into the top, I think top right or whatnot. But I think like Foden, like the that assist ability, the vision that's like what Foden, right, like is kind of known for, and that's why I feel like in terms of even his recent games, I feel like he's just starting to get that groove again. Whereas he's had a bit of a spell where he's been awfully quiet. So I think yeah, these are things to look for, man, or to look out for.
Here's my thing. Despite City's good recent form, because let's be honest, and this is how things change quickly in football, right? Before the
Mm,
international break, they were coming off a very poor result. I forgot who they lost to. Was it Brighton?
mm,
But anyways, they lost two of their opening 3 or 4 games, right? So they weren't showing very good form. Now, mind you, they come off of the international break. Post international break, they've had 2 games. They've played a poor United team and they played a Napoli team today. Which, let's be honest, obviously, as Mehrdad said, you would love to have seen that game with 11 men. Once they go down to 10, it's a completely different game.
mm.
So they are, in a bit of form, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. But for us and for me, the areas where we can still hurt them and affect them is the fullback areas. Because I don't know about you guys, but they're not as defensively robust as I feel like they once were. Right? No Kyle Walkers anymore. Those fullback areas, they're playing either young inexperienced guys or midfielders at fullback essentially. Right? Previously, it's been Mateus Nunes, is it?
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, so those areas, they're not the strongest, and they don't have traditional reliable fullbacks in those areas, left and right back. And I feel like that's where we need to really damage them, as well as in midfield. To be honest with you, as well as in midfield, and I say that because again, this isn't a Man City team with prime Kevin De Bruyne anymore, right? This is a midfield now with a couple new pieces who are, yes, maybe starting to gel a little bit. Maybe Foden is finding form again. Reinders is in there, but they've got a Rodri who again isn't Rodri of old just yet. He's not fully fit. He's not fully up to speed. I think we need to give that guy the runaround a little bit. We need to have the legs in the midfield. We need to have the physicality in the midfield, and we need to have the runners in midfield. Um, who's going to make that guy really stretch his legs, um,
Pause.
work hard, right?
Oh, we're playing
Um,
this game?
huh?
No, I'm just making fun of Laurent.
Oh. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, make the guy really make him work, right? Like, put a lot of pressure on that knee. Make him have to come off after 50, 60 minutes because the intensity of the game he's not up, he can't keep up with yet, right? Like that kind of thing. You really gotta make him work, And again, a fully fit Rodgers is a different story, but he's not there just yet, right? He's not gonna be able to regain that full fitness so soon for an intense game like this, and this is where the intensity of our press, right? You got to press him every time he gets on the ball. Yeah, we got to look to squeeze and apply that pressure on him, put a little bit of physicality on him, and use the home crowd advantage, right, to get a foothold in midfield. That's going to be really key, right? Midfield needs to dominate the game, and we need to exploit the fullback areas.
So who's
Um,
your starting lineup?
so here's the thing. That's a very good question. I'm going to skip a certain section, and I'll tell you why in a second. So obviously, David Raya in goal, Gabriel at the back. You have your left back. Calafiori's got to probably stay in there on form. He's in great form. Timber has got to stay in at right back, best right back in the league. Not spoken about enough, in my opinion. That midfield 3, I'm gonna assume Odegaard is fit because it's like, dude, like I said, you got a little shoulder injury, bro. Fucking beef up, eat some pasta, get some eat some banana and dumpling. Get that those. We got to give him some Jamaican dishes. Get that steamed dumpling and yam and banana. Bro, toughen up, beef up, and fucking play. Fuck this, bro. None of this fucking. You're coming off after 15 minutes with a little shoulder injury. We need you at this moment in time. So, you're a captain. Yeah, you got to play. So I'm thinking and hoping that he'll be fit. So Odegaard goes in there in the midfield three with Rice and Zubimendi. And then it's got to be as a Gyökeres and Madueke as front three. But here's my concern, boys, is that Odegaard will not be fully fit, and instead of being brave, Arteta's going to go with a conservative midfield of Marino, Zubimendi, and Rice, which will be a shame. And it'll be a shame because, again, we're at home, right? We're a different Arsenal side. We're not going to Arsenal of 2 years. Sorry, we're not going to City of 2 years ago where it's damage limitation. We're looking to contain, right? We're playing a Centurion City team. We're playing a treble-winning City team. This is a different City side, and this is now a different Arsenal side, right? We're kind of catching up. Obviously, we need to catch up now in terms of trophies and show and get over the line. But in terms of where both teams are at right now, City's in that transition, whereas we're a settled squad, right? We're a settled squad with we know which way we want to play. We got players who can damage them, and we now need to take the game to them, right? So but when I say that, I mean we now need to play on the front foot. We need to play positively. We need to show a positive message. We can't show a negative image, right? Because when Pep Guardiola and when those players see us put out that type of midfield at home, right? Oh, these guys are playing with Zubimendi, Rice, and Marino. That's very conservative, right? They're at home. They don't really want it. They don't really want the smoke, right? Like it's the message that it sends. It's the message. It's the intent behind the lineup that you're putting out, the delivery, right? We need to start positively, and if Odegaard isn't out, I mean, y'all know my thing already. I would put Eze in the 10 if Odegaard is out. But if Odegaard isn't out and he plays, then problem solved. If he is out and he chooses not to put Eze in the 10, then you go with an Ethan Nwaneri. The bottom line is you got to show some sort of positive intent. You can't put out that negative image of we're going to be a little bit more conservative. We're not going to play. No, we need to play on the front foot. We're at home. We have the crowd behind us. We have momentum going for us, right? We're a different Arsenal side, and this is a statement game, in my opinion. We need to show, especially off the back of Anfield, where we kind of were underwhelming to ourselves, to the media, how it looked, that we didn't take the game to them. Well, look, you're now coming to one of your title rivals. We can put further damage to their title hopes, right? If we win, I think we go like nine points clear. We go a certain level of points clear of them, and we can put them out of things a little bit early on. So I think we need to take the game to them. Now, one thing I didn't say when I mentioned my starting 11 is at center back, because I'm going to flip the question now on to you boys. Maybe Mehrdad, you can start with this first. Who goes in at center back alongside Gabriel? This is a very key one, right? Do you stick, and this is where Arteta's going to earn his money. Do you stick with Christian Mosquera, who's been in fantastic form, or do you bring back in William Saliba fully fit?
Mosquera.
So you stick with Mosquera.
Give Saliba another week's rest or another game's rest. Yeah. This game in the long run, it's yes, we can get the 3 points with Mosquera. There's no need to risk Saliba being out longer.
Even if he's fully fit though and been in training?
Yep.
Laurent?
Jeez, honestly, man, it's one of those where if you trust the guy, like, damn, bro, that guy has to like deliver, because it can easily backfire in a game of this occasion.
And then who gets the blame?
And yeah, Arteta is blamed, bro. Like no one else is gonna be looked at for that decision. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I assume he's probably gonna have a talk with him, right? Usually, I think these are things that are done prior to occasion like this, and probably ask him like if you are up for it, kind of thing, right? And then at that point, you have to trust your player, right? That's the most you can do, right? You can't go out there and play for him, and yeah, you're banking on his consistency and that form that you guys referred to, and that he can deliver on this game. But mind you, man, like it's like he cannot, have any off game for me. Because I think City are going to look to capitalize on that, right? They probably are going to assume he's the weak link in that back four. So yeah, no, But
What
yeah,
do you? What
that's
would you do?
me personally. I think I would bring back Saliba. I'd go with what is sure and tested, as they say.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
I agree. By the way, I thought about this all week and listening to again some of the analysis on who plays, who doesn't, especially in that position. What do you do there? Because let's be honest, yeah, Christian Mascara is looking like that type of prospect. He's looking like a Saliba Gabriel type player. And whilst we do have this tendency to hype our players a little bit early, the signs are there. He's a quality center back, quality center back. I mean, he already did it and showed it at Anfield, right? And he was pretty much he didn't put a foot wrong at Anfield. However, you're going up against, right? We all know about the personal beef between Arsenal center backs and Erling Haaland, a certain Erling Haaland, the robot, right? And like you said, Laurent, he's good. If Christian Mascara is there, I'm sure Erling
Mm,
Haaland will be kind of rubbing his hands together and saying, this is a weak link that I can look to exploit because Erling Haaland, Saliba and Gabriel have shown that they have Haaland's number over the last few games, right? They've
mm,
frustrated the hell out of Haaland, right? That's kind of like Haaland's kryptonite
mm,
is playing against Arsenal center backs.
mm,
We've
mm,
nullified him really well, and we know how to play him over the last
mm,
few games. So it's like if Saliba is fully fit, I think I've landed on this finally today that for me he comes back into the team. Like he just has to,
yeah,
due to the
yeah.
magnitude of the game, due to the size, due to the quality of the player, right? The size of the player. We're talking about pretty much our best center back, if not one of the best center backs in the world.
Mm,
You don't leave him out for a game like this. This could be considered. I know it's early in the season, but this could be like considered a cup final again in the sense of all the narrative around it, right? You put your title rivals to the sword early. You need to go out and be on the front foot. You got to get the 3 points. Shit, we're already 3 points behind Liverpool, and they play a day before us. So if they win their game against Everton, they go six clear of us until we play. So that's extra pressure, right? You can't pull away. You can't let them pull away too early. So it's like your best teams available, your best center backs available. You got to play them in a game of this magnitude, especially because again in a chess piece where it's like a basketball matchup, right? Matchups styles make fights. We know Saliba knows how to play Holland. So if he's
yeah.
fully fit, yeah, if he's fully fit, you got to play him.
And
Too
I,
much
I think
risk on
that's
the
I think that's what it comes down to, what you said there, that experience with that specific personnel on the opposite team, right?
correct.
Because it's one thing, to see your teammates play a certain way against a player, but it's another to be in there, right? Like, and it's like, yeah, as good as he's been thus far, I don't know if he's going to, it's almost like you're throwing him into fresh waters and right, learn how to swim, right? But you don't have time for that, right? Because as he's learning, all it takes is just break the lines, right? One run, score, and then right, you've adapted too late. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, no. So I think Saliba would be the wise choice in this case, assuming, like you said, he's fully fit
Fully
and
fit,
there's really nothing. Yeah.
Before we move on to the prediction, I just want to say something, CJ. I actually do think that if Odegaard is not injured, I do think that Arteta is going to play as in the 10 and give Martinelli the start.
really? You think he will?
Yeah, especially at home. I think if there's ever a time where he's going to go, you know, pull a little bit more against the grain, it's going to be at home. Um, but Laurent, given the fact that you are third place currently in the prediction leaderboard with 6 points because you got none correct last week, what
It's
do you
crazy.
what do you predict for this? What do you? I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just trying to what do
No,
you?
his response killed me, fam. Like I
What do
can't tell if that was like sarcastic or not. Like the that's crazy response. That was, and it's a facial expression too, bro. For those who the viewers who don't get to see this. Oh man, that
you?
killed me.
What do you say for the Arsenal?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Fuck, it's Arsenal home. I'm gonna go Arsenal.
Wow, that's one
I'm
of the
gonna go Arsenal.
first.
Mind you, yo, Marmoush and Shirky they're injured, eh?
Yeah, I don't
Mm.
Like, yeah, that's
know. Bench
those
player.
like, yeah.
I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna go Arsenal. CJ, I'm assuming you're going Arsenal.
Oh, that's a crazy assumption.
No, I'm putting them down for Arsenal, and let's keep it moving. And nobody wants to hear anything else, bro.
God, okay. Can you get on with it?
Can I what?
Bro, just say your club's name,
Say
bro.
it personally,
Oh, okay, okay.
bro.
Well, you guys are pressuring me, so fine. All right, I'll go Arsenal.
Holy,
Tell me
bro.
you were gonna
Like,
fucking say draw.
I was thinking about it, but then Laurent paged me, so I'll go
oh,
Arsenal.
you're actually gonna say draw?
I was thinking about it, but yeah, no,
Really?
Arsenal. Let's go Arsenal. I'll go Arsenal.
What?
Let's do it, man. Fuck, let's go. Three of us, clean slate for Arsenal. Let's get it.
Laurent, Chelsea United.
And it's at United, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
I want to say win, but I'm gonna say draw, man.
at this guy.
I'm gonna say draw.
Disappointing.
Don't get
Is
mad.
it?
Don't get
Is
mad
it?
at me, bro. I'm gonna say United. Don't get mad.
What? You're bugging.
It's nothing personal.
It is fully personal.
That is 100 Centurion personal, bro. What the fuck is that, bro? Are you like why, bro? Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Based on nothing aside from the fact that they're gonna be fresh.
Fresh of what? Like,
They
fresh from
haven't
what?
played. They haven't played all week. They're gonna have to
Come
play.
on.
I'm being serious. It's my prediction. I don't fucking know. My prediction.
All right, all right. No, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
It's not personal. Well, yeah, that's some good water, eh?
Yo, Laurent's reactions lately are killing me.
So CJ, what do you say?
Oh man. Uh United cannot afford to lose this game. Sorry. Yeah, United cannot afford to lose this game. Ah, I really want to say Chelsea win, but I'm gonna say draw. Yeah, I'm gonna say draw.
Yeah. Most exciting match of the weekend that we're predicting: Sunderland versus Villa. Laurent, this is in Sunderland. They are hosting Villa. Villa, who has not won a game yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Villa, bro.
Villa, wow.
Villa,
Yeah.
Villa. I know what you're gonna say, Mehrdad.
Say draw.
Yeah, same. I'm going draw as well.
Really?
You
Yeah.
made it seem like you were gonna go Sunderland. I feel like you had to change your heart as the pod went on.
No, I was gonna say draw the whole time. I don't think Sunderland's gonna be able to win.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be either like a 0-0 or a 1-1. I think Sunderland do score first, but I think Villa's class is gonna show through, but I don't think they have enough to win.
I wouldn't be minded. I wouldn't be surprised if Villa win. To be honest, like if I think there is gonna be a winner, I think I can see Villa winning, but I'm gonna stick with the
Laurent
draw.
does definitely. He needs to win this week. He needs 3 for 3 before, unless he's gonna be in relegation zone.
Yo, the man said that's crazy. Like, were you surprised or something? Like, fam, you went 0 for 3, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're not like that Newcastle game fucking cheesed me, bro. Cause I thought that was gonna be the one. Like, like I'm looking at my at the spreadsheet, sorry, at the document there, and I'm 0 for 2 at that point, and then they go and like butcher like a bunch of chances, bro. Like, oh my, so
Yo,
bad,
what
bro.
did you predict for the Arsenal game? You really didn't predict us to win?
He
What did I say?
predicted.
He said draw, a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I said draw. Mind you, shit. I mean, when did you guys start scoring? Like the 80th minute?
Relax,
Yeah, it
bro.
was the
Like
80th. It
70,
was,
70.
huh?
Relax.
Was it? Wait. Was it 7-0 or 7-9?
It was closer to 70 than 80. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think it was probably 72nd or
Hmm.
something like that. But anywho, you expected Martinelli to score and Trossard? No,
I said I expect us to win the game, bro. I didn't say that they were gonna
bro,
score.
come on, man. Yeah, it is what it is. I think that they had like 11 shots too, eh? It's just there's weren't weren't clinical, but they had the opportunities, it seems. Yeah, yeah, no.
You always say shoulda, coulda, woulda. So
No, no.
yeah. So CJ is currently in the lead with 10 points. I'm second place with 8. And Laurent is in third place with 6 points.
Yeah, don't laugh, eh? He's not that far behind. It's a long season. Trust
No,
the
I
process.
just, it's just, yeah. So yeah, we'll be back. Uh, we'll be back. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but we'll be back. Um, Hopefully we'll be back with a Arsenal win and the Liverpool loss, or at least a bare minimum a draw. A draw. I would take a draw in the Merseyside derby. Um, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but yeah, as always,
Jack Grealish, masterclass.
yeah. Fuck, I'm gonna captain him on my FPL. Yo, CJ, say for the fans, who's on your FPL?
You really want to know?
Yeah, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Pause.
Yeah, that sounded super sus. You know what? Now I don't even want to show you guys after that. You know, that sounds kind of sus. Like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you
So I
for
Allison Becker, Gabrielle Anderson,
The
Gahey.
man really just said, "I'll just show you mine." You don't gotta show.
Yo, end it. End the stream.
Oh shit.
Oh man, that is fucking jokes.